I wouldn't call it far-fetched to say that Cyberpunk and the world that CD Projekt Red created, the open world, the city itself, is the best city that we've ever seen in gaming, period. I don't think it's far-fetched. And the reason that I don't think it's far-fetched is because it's so beautiful. And when you look at it design-wise only, and you look at the marvelous buildings that they've created, the futuristic feel of the game, every area seems unique. So much went into crafting a huge world that felt alive, a world that you could enjoy, a world that you could explore and feel like you're lost in. And sometimes you take it for granted because maybe you speed through it or you're riding your car and you're not realizing what's around you. And I think in one of the endings of the game I played with the Johnny Silverhand ending, when you choose to be him, I was being driven around and I had to walk to my car multiple times on the street and things like that. And even Johnny mentions that he never realized how the world around him looked because he was always going so quick. And it's very true. During that mission specifically, I realized how immense, how humongous the world truly was. You feel little in that world. You feel little in the world that CD Projekt Red created. And no, it may not be the biggest in terms of sheer size of the map or anything like that. There's plenty of games that are bigger than Cyberpunk in that sense. Maybe Odyssey comes to mind, many other games that are out there that are bigger in just pure sheer size. But the massiveness of the world when you're in it, that's the difference, I think. And obviously I think it's objective to call this the greatest video game city or the greatest video game open world there is, and when you're just basing it on looks alone. And that is the point. I'm not saying that it's the best game ever. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that the world alone, the city alone, might be the best world in all of gaming. And again, I know this is opinion based and it's preference, because if you're into the futuristic scene or into the cyberpunk stuff, of course Blade Runner, those things that come to mind, if you're into that type of stuff, dystopian futures, you're gonna love it. Of course you're gonna love it and enjoy it. Maybe you're not into that stuff and you hate it, and you're more into how the world used to look, for example, in ancient times. And I'm gonna bring up Odyssey again. You love how Greek used to look or things like that. That's what's intriguing to you. That to you may be the greatest world. So again, it is opinion based and it's your preference. But the point of this video is that I really wanted to highlight how amazing the world for Cyberpunk 2077 is, and I just wanted to give props to the team and to the creators and to CD Projekt Red for just making such an immense world. They almost dreamt bigger than what they actually could do. I felt like their vision was so huge, their vision was so grand that even they outdid themselves. They didn't expect their vision to be so goddamn big. And some of the flaws that came along with the game and all that stuff, I'm not going to talk about that here or anything like that. We know all that. I just wanted to talk strictly about the world. And to me, in my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful worlds I've ever been a part of, I've ever visited, I've ever played in any video game ever. Like ever. And I would put it in my top 3 favorite world, just on sheer views, just on my eyes, the eye test. It is in my top 3 favorite freaking worlds ever in any video game that I've ever played, ever. Where does it land in 1, 2, or 3? I don't know, but it is in my top 3. It has to be, because I'm just such a fan of that dystopian future vibe. It's truly unique, and I can't wait to see the new section that is added for the upcoming DLC, and I can't wait to see what happens in a future installment of the game later on with a even more powerful system. Maybe this time they won't launch the game, in a terrible way, and we can concentrate on the beauty of the game from the very beginning. I just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. Please let me know down in the comments what world you think is the best, the absolute best video game world that you've ever been a part of, just on pure eyes, on the eye test. Not what you found, not how busy it was, none of that. Just by looking at the world, you think, man, this is the most beautiful and amazing and unique world I've ever seen in a video game. Tell me which one it is, please, in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions, and I would love to check out the worlds that you recommend. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.